Connor Atwood, for the Wrecking Balls, takes out the pole award as he searches for his third short track victory in his career. On his outside is Shell United Motors' Jeffrey Finguy. The last time the Launch Energy Elite Series visited an indoor racetrack was in 2015 when we ran the dirt course in Germany's Veltins Arena. That changes today as we run the SeatGeek 150 here in the New York Maxwell Center. Drivers have been very excited to run this race. However, the race weekend has been plagued by chaos of all sorts. There were multiple incidents and mechanical failures in practice that have led to 6 cars being sent to the rear. Cinder Komori, Nico Polyakov, Aston Chase, who's making his series debut, Mark Colbert, Louis Duran, and Alan Cavagnaro all went to the rear of the field. Cavagnaro actually had a penalty for dumping the 49 of Chase. Louis Duran failed post-qualifying inspection, and that's where the other bit of controversy comes, as Real Lucas failed post-qualifying inspection, but so did, for the third week in a row, Ryan Manson. The car was confiscated by the ISCC, and the league was looking to penalize them for continuing to try and break the rules. However, things took a drastic turn when Tauger Racing Unit owner Trek Tauger protested the failed inspection on the 56 and demanded a re-inspection. They said the car was legal. They ran the inspection again, and the car was legal. It passed, and that led RJ Manson to ask the same. And the controversy comes because that car also passed its second inspection. Apparently, a different inspector ran the second one, and it's led to speculation that perhaps somebody on that inspection line is not doing his job correctly. Manson claims somebody has it out for him and his grandson. Of course, ISCC CEO Damian Bradshaw quickly got to work to try and determine the cause of this, and he and the league are going to be investigating what happened and will determine a course of action at a later time. Of course, the past inspections mean the penalties given to the free and 56 were rescinded. Manson and Lucas will be starting 28th and 32nd, respectively. So after all of that, I think the drivers are just hoping to sit down and have some fun today, and I think the fans are excited for that too. So why don't we get down to the track for the running of the SeatGeek 150. Well, it's time for round 3 of the Maxwell Center triple header. First was Slim Jim Lights, then absolutely bonkers Slim Jim Series race, and we cap it off with the SeatGeek 150, round number 3 of the 2018 Launch Energy Elite Series season. It's short track racing, so we have no idea what could happen here. Everything on the line. It's gonna be exciting. Connor Atwood leads us down, so we head down the straightaway, looking for that green flag, and there it is. We're rocking in New York. Great start out of the Wrecking Balls drivers. Atwood immediately pulls away with a good jump, and Maxwell Chan will take second away from Finguy. You really do not... The outside is a bit tough to be on. You don't want to get stuck up there. Yeah, the inside is generally the way to go. You can get a run off of turn 2 here, but you see this track does have a very abnormal layout. It's a tricky circuit with very interesting corners here. Makes it a challenge definitely makes it an interesting challenge for the drivers. And we can see a lot of things happen here, like this. Brock getting all over the 76 of Asherton Zona. They're gonna keep that clean. The Zona's just kind of holding up that inside line. He does not have the handling off the start. It looks like Aiden Shepard's another car on the move. He's up into the top 10 now. I think he rolled off 11th. But Finguy dropped down to 5th. He's consolidated that position, and his teammate Brandon Wood is right behind him. There's Theodore in 4th. Matt Duncan up to 3rd. So he's looking pretty good off the bat here. And then, of course, there's your Wrecking Balls 1-2 with Maxwell Chan looking like he was getting to close down a little bit on that 42, and not that time by. But, Chan's definitely one we're going to keep an eye on here, He's good on a lot of different types of tracks, but short tracks are his specialty. So this could be his best chance to win yet this season, and honestly, that's one of the big storylines of the 2018 season, as Maxwell Chan is looking to return to victory lane to become the first driver in Elite Series history to score a double-digit win count. He's searching for win number 10 of his career, and we'll see if he can get it tonight. But at the moment, he's got to go through his own teammate to do it, and considering Connor Atwood's history on short tracks, that is not going to be easy. He's definitely got a handle on this field right now, early in the going. He is not the fastest lap, though. That actually goes to Theodore. Theodore also pretty good on short tracks. In fact, her only career win to date came at the Savannah Speedway back in 2015. It's been a little while. Now she's got the equipment on her side, and maybe she could return to the top. A quick look through the field. Got Cinder Komori on the move. She's one of the drivers that started. She's one of the drivers that got sent to the rear. Louis Duran, he was making progress, but he's had some issues. He's kind of stuck in traffic. That's definitely something to keep in. That's definitely a big challenge. With the way this track is, it's tough to pass, and getting stuck in traffic's going to be a bit rough. Definitely have to see there. It looks like Duncan and Theodore are starting to close in on the 41. I mean, like Chan and Atwood just their gap's basically just been static. They both got good cars, and neither of them is really faster than the other. Definitely a bit someone's got to really push the envelope to get up there. Meanwhile, here's a driver we'd like to talk about. In 11th, this is Chris Valentine making his second career start. And he had a very interesting night yesterday in the Slim Jim Series race. Led most of the race, but he did not win the race because he got shoved out of the way late in the going by Kazuki Takamoto, and he was not happy about it. There is no Kazuki Takamoto in this race, but he's certainly showing his skills on the short tracks right now with a great run. You know, his teammate getting into the 38 of Aiden Shepard there, Kyle Collins, did not have a good opener, had a better run in Atlanta, but now he's got the AOL colors on there. He's looking to give his give that sponsor a good showing. He's passing Aiden Shepard for P12. And, yeah, it's like, he's looking pretty solid, even though short tracks aren't his specialty. Meanwhile, back up at the front, it looks like the Wrecking Ball's cars are not the fastest out here, as the 6 has caught the 41. He'll be looking to make a move here. He definitely looks better. Oh, I just saw a car up there. We're catching lap traffic soon with immensely struggling Allie Nelson and Jason Evans, who normally known for his short track prowess, but he seems like he's having some handling issues on that car. Matt Duncan makes a pretty easy move for second, and Chan just gets brushed aside. Looks like he doesn't have the long. Looks like Chan's kind of struggling for long run pace at the moment. The 6 and the 20 are definitely quicker than him, and Finn Guy's closing in on this group as well. He's closing on the 41 as well. So it looks like that 41 team, if they want to get that magical win number 10, they're gonna have to make some changes in the pit cycle because they are struggling. Oh, Atwood wide in turn 3. That was a terrible corner. It's allowed Matt Duncan to immediately get under him. It looks like Matty D's finally getting the hang of this Gen 2 car. He's not at a good start to the season. Struggled in both the first 2 races. He's just looking for pace. Short tracks are his specialty, and he's showing that right now. Try and get his season on track, and he leads that lap. It looks like he'll clear into turn 1 as well. Put car number 6 at the top of the board. So it's not gonna take a lot. And I don't know. And Duncan, a little wide off of turn 4. That's gonna allow Al to go back under him. We got a caution. trouble for Aiden Shepard. Car number 38 is in the pits. That car is smoking. Not sure if it's a mechanical failure. He might have blown an engine and somebody got into him, but I don't know that right now. But that will be the first caution of the night. Oh, I think Duncan got into one of the cars there on the cooldown. That's a little clumsy. It doesn't look like his car's been affected that bad. But, yeah, definitely a clumsy move there. We'll have to see if anybody makes any pit stops, as we are under caution for the first time tonight. Well, here's a replay, and that is indeed what happened. Aiden Shepard loses the motor off of turn number 4. Tough brakes. He was looking fast once again, but we'll see what happens here. I'm going to assume he's going to try to pit. Yeah, he moves down, getting ready to pit, gets in the dod. Then he's hanging up, but he needs to come in now. Slows up people and sweeps across Brock's bumper. Ben Thompson gets a little piece of that as well. And that's what brought out your first yellow of the night. We'll be going back to green this time on lap number 33 of 150. A little bit of weird strategy under that caution. We had a few different groups of cars pitting on different laps of the caution period, and definitely a bit of a strange call. We'll see. I think some of them just they may be trying to stretch their fuel that just get an extra inch out of it. However, one driver did not pit at all, and that was Allie Nelson. She'll be leading us to the green, with Connor Atwood second, Matt Duncan third, Jeffrey Finguy fourth, and Brandon Wood bringing up the end of the top 5. And Smith, Faber, Valentine, Curtis, and Collins. And we'll see what Nelson can do in this restart. We're green, and Finguy wastes no time. What a jump by the 92. Looks like he's going to get 2 positions immediately. That was an utterly fantastic jump by the 92. He's going to go immediately to second, and looks like those fresher tires are going to pay off for Finguy, as he's already on the 96. Matt Duncan makes the move on the 42, and there you go, new leader, car number 92, Jeffrey Finguy. Well, it's going to be interesting to see this, because I think we're going to, yeah, it's definitely some weird strategy, and it's put Maxwell Chan in the Hornet's nest. So, I would definitely a questionable move there, but we'll see if it pays off. He certainly has the pace to get back up there. Oh yeah, looks like tire wear is actually going to be pretty important here, as Nelson has immediately dropped off. Look at Ryder Smith. He just flies past a 96 without any trouble. Not a care in the world, and Faber is going to immediately just eat her. Wow. That was not a good call, it seems. I think Nelson was banking on a quick YOLO, but the drivers of the LES, they've kept it nice and clean. But Finguy definitely just way out in front. He's got a good car, and it's kind of surprising that Shell United hasn't won a race yet. Their team looked really good last year. They look even faster this year, but they still have yet to go to victory lane. Jeffrey Finguy himself has not won a race since 2016, where he won 2 races. But it's been about a year and a half since then, since his last win in Russia. Could have gotten one last year in Sweden, but unfortunately he lost the engine late in the going from the lead of the race. But he's very quick. He could have another shot here. Looks like he's a little faster than Matt Duncan. Connor Atwood's hanging back in P3 at the moment. Brandon Wood is 4th, Ryder Smith 5th, and Tyler Faber, who's been very quiet to start the year, is in 6th. Good showing right now. Got a couple of the Manson cars here, along with William Brock and Louis Duran, who, may I remind you, rolled off 39th after failing post-qualifying inspection. And it looks like he's got some good speed in that. Looks like he's got some good speed in that Lyle Dodge. Nelson's holding people up back here. She's off the pace. Tire wear just biting at 96. Ooh, very tight. gonna be free wide there for a moment. Looks like Fyodor has gotten past Chan in the traffic. That's it. Like that could be big for later in this race. Though they are making progress through the field together. At this moment, they are. I think Fyodor is in 20th and Chan is in 22nd, so they are back in points positions. And we got some more trouble for Hamilton Autosports' Ryder Smith. He's reporting to his crew chief that he's feeling a vibration in the 18 car. Nothing yet. They're going to keep him out there for now, but that could be trouble later down the line, and that is the last thing he needs. Ryder Smith has only scored 1 point in the first 2 rounds. He definitely needs a good run here to keep him to get his momentum going. Got a car in the pits. That's Ray Krieger. Don't think that's going to be scheduled. It's not. Car number 17's got a tire down, and that is a tough break for Krieger. But we got trouble. 40 goes for a slide. They go back into the wall. 40's upside down. Chris Louvier goes for a ride, and the caution's back out. Pedro Hierra, that brand new team, Panfer Racing. This is their first start. Steering is botched. That car looks heavily damaged. That'll take Louvier out of the race. Man, chaos strikes. And that might throw this race on its head. If they pit again, they might be able to make it to the end. So we'll see what's going to happen from here on out. Here's a replay. Chris Louvier just a race shy. The race shy of his second place finish. Runs into trouble. He pushes Pedro Hierra. He got into him. Hierra goes up the track into Ryan Manson. Bounces off. Goes back down to the 40. And then they go into Ryan Manson. Louvier was going to almost saves up, and they hook together with Alyssa Kirby, and up into the wall they go, and Louvier's car gets launched. Goes up on its side. Lands back on its wheels, but that thing is wrecked, and just a race shy of his second place finish in Atlanta, Chris Louvier will be going to the garage. His race is over, and that's a tough break for him. We'll be going back to racing lap number 57 of 150. Chris Louvier's out of the race. Pedro Hierra is not. They got that car back out there. Only taker aside from the damaged cars is Allie Nelson. They put some fresh tires on that, so she's actually got a tire advantage now. We'll see what she does with that. She will start at the back of the field. Matt Duncan is your leader. Jeffrey Finguy is second. It's Connor Atwood in third. Brandon Wood in fourth. Ryder Smith in fifth. They got Tyler Faber, Chris Valentine, Kyle Collins, DJ Curtis, and Nick Pericles rounding out your top 10. All right, certainly been some interesting short track action so far. We'll see what happens next over these next 2/3 of the race. Green back out in the air. Not a good start for Duncan. Atwood and Wood get a great jump, however, and they're going to immediately go after the 92. Finguy holds off for now, but Atwood's he's gonna remain committed. Forces it in the 3 and 4. He'll probably get that spot. Now he look for in the midfield. Just looking behind him. It's definitely tight right now. That might spell trouble for Maxwell Chan. He runs it a little wide. Yeah, traffic can just be a bit rough to get through. But I think Louis Duran just made his way into the top 10. We got Bobo Jones up here from Mach 3 Motorsports, and he's making his first cruise start in the LES. Certainly having a strong outing, right now. And we'll see how the end of the race treats him. That's certainly be something to keep an eye on. Oh, got Team Shelley trying to force the issue here. Trying to get free wide. Just let it get back up there. After he's kind of lost a lot of track position. And that 9 car does look pretty good. Shelley does generally perform well on these short tracks. So watch out for him. Here's Maxwell Chan and Phyllis Fyodor. It looks like they've really started to make progress. They are, Chan's into the top 15 now. And his next victim will be Nick Pericles. Fyodor is trying to get through Cavagnaro. Meanwhile, look who's entered the top 10. Louis Duran. He is here, and he's gonna make that P9 actually, as he goes by DJ Curtis for position. But at the front of the field, it's starting to spread out a little bit. Matt Duncan assumes the lead of the race. He's looking pretty good right now. Could we see Matt Duncan return to victory lane here today? This would be his first win on a short track. He's won on a dirt track in Buffalo Downs and a super speedway in Indianapolis. Of course, he is the defending winner of the Sony 400 in an absolutely bonkers race in 2017. But I'm sure he would like to win. I'm sure he'd like to win on his favorite track type. Kyle Collins up to P6 now. He worked his way past Tyler Faber. Duran getting closer. You know, it's like he's about to go through. He's about to go through his fellow Slim Jim alumni, Chris Valentine. Well, I guess Valentine's not alumni. Former alumni. He's back in the Slim Jim series now. Goes down the bottom. Already looking to didn't really get a good run. That's yeah, you went too early, I think. That's slowing him up. It's gonna allow Atwood to get a little bit closer to him. I think Duncan will have him this time by, but it definitely is showing his track not easy to pass on. But Duncan will be putting him a lap down, not without difficulty. Atwood closes the gap a little bit. Meanwhile, yeah, Atwood and Finguy have pulled away from Brandon Wood, who's just kind of the best of the rest right now in P4. Oh, Bobo Jones into the top 10, but for how long? Oh, car's blown up! James Shelley! Oh boy, that's a tough break, but it's also very concerning for this man and that man out in second. Dodge has had a lot of reliability issues in the preseason, and it came to pass in the Walmart shootout where 2 Wrecking Balls cars blew up under the same caution period. Like in the first 2 rounds, it looked like they'd gotten those issues fixed, but maybe not. Maybe they have a reason to be worried. Yeah, that will unfortunately take Shelley out of the race. It is listed as a gearbox failure for car number 9. Yeah, that's a bit rough. Meanwhile, back at the front, Matt Duncan he's caught the Tauja Racing Unit cars, runs it wide off of turn 4. That's not what he needed to do. Yeah, Tauja Racing Unit has been struggling miserably, and they're definitely in a concerning position because their cars have been way off the pace, and I think that team's worried right now that after round 5, if they lose owner's points, they may not be able to qualify for a whole lot of races anymore. That certainly would be a pretty significant problem, and it seems today is just not their day. Matt Duncan puts Real Lucas a lap down, and Asherton Zona will be next on the chopping block for car number 6. Lucas being respectful, not putting up a fight there. And now we're a little past halfway here. Matt Duncan, really the class of the field right now. Though at the rate they're going, they will have to make a pit stop under green flag conditions. That could spell trouble with the way this pit exit is. As you can see, they basically pit in the same spot that you'll be seeing drivers merging. But of course, green flag pit stops on a short track can be chaotic anywhere. And that's gonna be what makes or breaks this race for a lot of these drivers. This would be the pit window if they had not pit under caution. Though since they have, it'll probably be closer to lap 90 or 100. But they can't. But the important thing is they cannot go the rest of the way on fuel. Oh, look at this! Maxwell Chan getting ready to go, and he's re-entered the top 10. Just past Bobo Jones for P10 there. Watch out for this 41 car. He's gonna need something to happen though to get back in the mix, because he's still quite a ways off of the leaders. Meanwhile, next car go a lap down is Niko Playakov. He's never really been good on short tracks, but this is a particularly disappointing performance for that 48, as he is outside of the points right now in P32. Jason Evans is one of the best short trackers in the junior series, so this is definitely a disappointing showing out of him right now. Jason Perkle in car number 71, he's about to go a lap down as well. He's in danger of that, and he is the last car in the points at this moment. And it looks like the two teammates have caught up to each other. Maxwell Chan and Louis Duran are running P8 and P9, and Chan's caught him. So we could see the teammate swap position, though I think Duran is going to try and defend. Yeah, he does. Slips up the track a little bit, though. Might allow Chan to make the move. He's not able to get the run he needs, though. I can definitely see these cars are starting to slow way down, though. The tires are reaching the end of their life and their lifespan, so they're going to definitely be pitting soon. They are approaching that window. Chan is up to P8 now. Oh, out a little wide off of 4. That's allowed Jeffrey Finguy to make a move. A little mistake out of Atwood's gonna cost him. That puts Finguy back in position. Duncan ran wide. Cost him a couple of tenths. Tires are falling off, and Duncan knows it. He's in. Almost right on the estimate. Lap 99. I was like, some guys put on lap 98. So that begins the pit cycle, and hopefully it will be a clean one. Got some cars in. Connor Atwood staying out right now. That is the Wrecking Balls' bread and butter. It looks like Maxwell Chan will not be playing that card, and neither will Duran. So they'll just be focusing on one car for that strategy, it looks like. And that will be car number 42. I mean, I think they're trying to get him fresher tires, but at the same time, they're probably banking on a mid-cycle caution, which could happen. It's looking pretty clean right now. Just watching cars as they come out. Finguy's out. Oh, Finguy's out ahead of Duncan. So Finguy might cycle out in the lead here. Ryan Manson, I think Manson's got a problem. Oh, that could have been a collision right there. That could have been disastrous. That could have been disastrous. Oh, trouble! 28's broken down. Is that going to be a caution? He stopped off the racing surface. Multiple cars have really, they have stayed way out. Oh, Zona almost sweeps across Kirby's bumper. Bobo Jones, I think, is the last car to pit. I think we're still green. But Boost Autosport's having a ton of reliability issues. Yes, we are indeed still green. Though, I'm not sure if Ryan Manson got that damage. It looks like he's had a terrible time in the pits because he's dropped way down the order as well. So we're going to take a look and see what happened to him. Something definitely happened in the pits. Well, this is a comedy of errors for Ryan Manson. He got held in his pit stall for a while. They had some kind of problem on their stop. And as you can see, he pulled out in front of Maxwell Chan. And hopefully that, and I think Chan hoping that won't be trouble for him. Yeah, just an all-around terrible job in the pits there for that free team, and it's cost Ryan Manson. Well, we actually haven't finished the cycle because, well, Allie Nelson's still out there. Bobo Jones and Jason Perkle, they were the longest staying out cars. They're in now, but don't forget, Allie Nelson is off cycle. So she's probably staying out here for a while, and I think a lot of drivers are going to be hoping and praying that there isn't a caution. Of course, they will be able to get back on the lead lap here, like Duncan and Finguy have already done so. They are effectively in this battle here for to win. Nelson, obviously on old tires, way slower than the rest of the field now. But we'll be watching these two, because this is effectively the battle for the win between car number 92 and car number 6. And he'll be next going to lead lap. Oh, Ray Krieger also. He's listed in P5. He's also off cycle, but he is still a lap down. So he was multiple laps down after losing a tire earlier. Speaking of which, was not a engine problem. It was wheel damage for a 28, but they managed to get that fixed because Bruno's already out there. Oh no! Trouble! Is that gonna be a caution? It doesn't look like it. Somebody got turned at a wall. I'm really surprised by that. Holbert into the 45. I am really surprised by that. Ben Thompson was on the racing surface. They didn't throw a yellow for it. Wow, that's a tough break for the Brit. But let's take a look at what happened there. Absolute chaos. Pedro Hira in the pits, right in front of the 6 car. He was catching up the Finguy. See, Duncan not gonna be happy about that. Oh, Jason Perkle's 71 car is smashed. He's had such a good start to the year, but this one not gonna be so good. Well, here's how this looks. Ben Thompson and Jason Perkle both look on the same time at the 17. Perkle pushed up in the 50. They hook, and Ben Thompson just hard into that wall. I'm really surprised they didn't throw a yellow, because you can see right here he's on the racing surface. I guess they went. He was on the bottom, so I guess that's why. But definitely a surprising call by the ISCC. And I think Allie Nelson is not going to be too happy about that. She was begging on a yellow. If a caution came out, she could have won this thing. But instead, we keep going. But Jason Perkle and Ben Thompson's days are going to come to an end. So the 92 continues to be in the effective lead of the race. Just waiting for Allie Nelson to pit. We look for her. There she is. Ray Krieger's already pit. But yeah, this is the leader of the race right now. Here we go. She's coming in. That means things are gonna finally cycle out here in a minute. I was like, oh, it's like we didn't catch it, but it was like Maxwell Chan did not have a good time in the pits. He's outside the top 10 now. And they may have not made good adjustments either, because he's slipping back. Hira emerges! Oh! Trouble! Curtis and Hira getting at it! I think Hira merged into Curtis, and Curtis did not take too kindly to that. He drives by. Well, they managed to save it, but what happened there? Just as I thought, Pedro Hira merges in the 70 of DJ Curtis. Loses control of the car, then he just forces it right back up there, tries to spin him out. DJ Curtis is not happy at the 45. Then he drives by and he just shakes his fist as he goes past the 45. Got some short track tempers here going on. Well, now all that chaos is past, we are back to the race here. Jeffrey Finguy, with less than 50 laps to go in the race, he is leading the way at the moment. Matt Duncan is in P2, stuck in traffic right now. He might rely on his teammate Ray Krieger here. Oh, a little bit of mistake out of the 6. And this spells trouble. Oh dear. Allie Nelson back out on track now after making her pit stop, and she's gonna be on fresher tires. She actually has a shot at points still. She's running in 31st at the moment. And I was like, well, the TRU cars have good pit stops too, because they're running in points positions. So pit stops definitely change some things. But we'll see if Nelson does anything to that 92. As I've mentioned multiple times, these two do not have a good relationship with each other. So Nelson may end up just trying to stir up trouble for Finguy. So we approach 30 laps to go in the SeatGeek 150. This could be Finguy's night to return to victory lane. Matt Duncan is stuck in traffic. Meanwhile, Kyle Collins by himself in third. He's 3.5 seconds back. Ryder Smith's in fourth. Chris Valentine have a great showing in fifth. Connor Atwood's on fresher tires, but he lost a lot of track position. He's going to need a caution to get back into the mix here. Alan Cavagnaro into the top 10. William Brock is in there. Nick Pericles in 9th. Phyllis Fedor is in 10th. What the heck has happened here? There's a car, big trouble. A car stopped on the track. And that changes a lot. Ryder Smith got held up by that. But we've got big problems. That is the last thing Jeffrey Finguy wanted to see. I think a car broke down, but we'll have to take a look. Ryan Acosta is in the garage. I'm guessing it had something to do with him. This could have been so much worse. Ryan Acosta blows the engine. Tough break for him. But you'll see here, Ray Krieger gets into him, and he gets stuck right in the middle of the track. And Kyle Collins actually did plow in a 99. This creates a bit of a log jam. But nobody really gets a lot of damage. Though Cavagnaro bumped into the 33, almost caused a big wreck there. So, yeah, Ray's Control's gonna probably want to talk of Cavagnaro. He's been very aggressive this week. But that could have been so much worse. Bit of a weird incident. But a bit of a weird incident that'll be spelling the end for Ryan Acosta here tonight. Well, a caution is probably the last thing Finguy wanted to see. That puts him at the mercy of a hungry pack of cars. Matt Duncan is in second, but he's got a couple lap cars to go through. Finguy's a buffer. That chaos put Cavagnaro in second, Brock in fourth, Ryder Smith fifth, Connor Atwood sixth, Chris Valentine seventh, Collins down to eighth, Pericles is ninth here. Then there's Fedor, there's Duran, and they look back here, there's Chan. It's like we'll have to watch those guys. They may appear here, as we'll be soon at 20 laps to go. We'll see what happens over the course of this race. This has been a wild race. We'll see what happens. Green flag back out. Matt Duncan immediately trying to get to work, but Ray Krieger, not helping his teammate, dove down underneath the 6. I think Krieger wants to get one of his laps back so he can race. But yeah, that's a bit of a tall order. He's got to get back 3 laps, and that's a lot of cautions. Granted, this is a short track. Got a car coming down pit road. Chris Dodd into the pit lane. I don't know what's going on with him. Oh, that's caused a stack up. Oh, this could be trouble. They've held it together for now. I'm not sure what's gone the 03. We'll get a report on that in a minute. Meanwhile, at the front, it's like Cavagnaro starting to pull away. Brock is basically holding up the 18 for his teammate. But Smith forces the issue. I think Connor Atwood will probably go with him. Yeah, he's going to try to. So Ryder Smith is definitely in this. You know, Duncan is fast, but Duncan's fast. He could catch Finguy, but unfortunately for him, Finguy has a buffer of 2 lap cars, one of which is his teammate, though, with that said, Krieger's looking really fast, and I wonder if he's going to try to help his teammate by shoving the 92 aside. I wonder if that was Krieger's plan. Meanwhile, the report for Chris Dodd is not a penalty like I may have suspected. It was Dodd had a tire going down, so he had a vibration. They wanted to check it, and well, that's a tough break for Chris Dodd as he's going to lose out on points. But yeah, that's how it is, and I think that's exactly what Krieger's plan was. Because look at this, he's attacking the 92. Yeah, Ray Krieger just being a team player, trying to gain Matt Duncan some time. But if Duncan wants anything to do with that, he needs to pass the 48 of Niko Polyakov, who's just been a brick wall. So Duncan just cannot seem to get by him. yeah, he's being a thorn in the 6's side right now. Approaching 10 laps to go. We are at, I believe, 13 to go now. And here we go. Duncan's about to remove. Duncan makes a move on Polyakov now, and that's Finguy's buffer gone. It is down to these two cars now, with nobody in the way. It's just a head-to-head battle. You know, Ryder Smith and Connor Atwood are on the move. Cavagnaro doing a good job to hold on right now. He's certainly had a crazy night. But he could get out of here with a great result. You know, Louis Duran also will. And Allie Nelson, looks like Allie Nelson's weird strategy might actually pay off for her, she was really struggling early in the race. Like she was caught in the back of the field, but she's looking like she'll be finishing in the points. So yeah, it's funny how things turn out sometimes. But meanwhile, back at the front, it really does. It looks like it's going to be down to these two. These laps are ticking down real fast. That's just how short tracks are. Duncan's got to really turn in some flyers if he wants to catch that 92. It's 8 laps to go right now. As Finguy crosses the stripe, it'll be 7 to go in the SeatGeek 150. Duncan is marginally quicker, but I don't think he's fast enough. I just don't think he's got enough left in the tank. Cavagnaro also marginally quicker, but there's no way he'll get there. He needs, Cavagnaro basically needs to go to a green-white checkered. Finguy reopens the gap a little bit that time. That 92 has just been a very strong car all day. He's not really made any mistakes. Duncan's been just as fast, but he's not as consistent. 5 to go for that 92. Shell United Motors certainly has a great track record on the short tracks. Tamor Elise got them 2 wins in the Junior Series, and one of them was actually in a stadium in New York. The Manhattan Stadium saw Tamor Elise get his 2nd Junior Series win. New York this may just be Shell United's element, because this could be the night for them. Duncan just not able to close. His run is stalled out. It looks like it's gonna be their night. 2 laps to go for Jeffrey Finguy. Just to get around, you'll have to get around 2 more times, and the win is all but his. He's gonna catch the lap car. Pedro Hira, is he going to play a factor? We'll see. White flag in the air. Finguy immediately goes the inside. He wants to get him out of the way. Don't think he's going to be able to, but I think it's Hussine from here. Ryder Smith's been turned. Trouble in the back. But meanwhile, that doesn't matter for Finguy. At the final corner, Shell United Motors are winners in the Launch Energy Elite Series. Jeffrey Finguy wins the SeatGeek 150. But what has gone in the back? Cinder Komori's car is wrecked. Valentine is wrecked. I saw Ryder Smith get turned around right at the end of the race. It's absolute chaos. But Finguy does not care at all. He's back in victory lane for the 3rd time in his career. And Shell United Motors, after showing so much promise, are finally winners in the Launch Energy Elite Series. He's gonna make a victory lap, and then he's gonna burn it down. So, Ryder Smith, he had a vibration earlier in the race, and that was his undoing because the wheel finally breaks. He loses speed right in front of Atwood, spins him around, and then all hell breaks loose. Valentine absolutely clatters the back of the 08, and I guess Komori gets into the 33, and 3 cars get wrecked right at the end. That is heartbreaking for them. However, according to official results, they actually all still scored points. Ryder Smith is listed in P12. It's just a very bizarre and crazy end to this race. So congratulations to Jeffrey Finguy. That whole 92 pit box and the Shell United team are just going wild down there. James Shelley, I mean, like, he fell out of the race. He was, like, he's down there, so he went down there in the 92 box, and he's celebrating with them. It's just, it's just such a great thing to see. This team has been working hard. This team has been working hard for quite a while now. It's amazing to see their efforts finally pay off. Matt Duncan comes home second. I think he would have wished to take home to get a win, but it's certainly still a good points day for him. Alan Cavagnaro goes from 40th to 3rd in another fantastic drive for the multi-time Slim Jim Series winner. Connor Atwood comes home 4th. William Brock, top 5 finish. Great great outing for the 19 team. Phyllis Fedor with another good race in 6th. Then it's DJ Curtis 7th, Brandon Wood 8th. All 3 Shell United cars in the top 10. Nick Pericles 9th, and Louis Duran. That team's going to be really excited. They get a top 10. Sean Angel is very quiet. He finishes 11th. Ryder Smith 12th despite his issues. They counted him in 12th. Same for Chris Valentine, who's counted in P13. There's Collins, Chans, Bobo Jones, and Tyler Faber. Charles Sandver, Cinder Komori, Tristan Wilhoit around your top 20. And it looks like Finn Guys popped the tire. That's funny. He celebrated a little too hard. So, as we move on to the point standings, it's Sean Angel remaining on top with 146 points. He's had a fantastic start to the season with a finishing position no worse than 11th in the first 3 races. Meanwhile, with his win, Jeffrey Finguy moves all the way up to 2nd, only 1 point off of the 14. Alan Cavagnaro bounces back after Atlanta. His podium gets him back up to 3rd in the points. And Phyllis Fedor, 4th in the standings right now, 14 points off the lead. She's had a great start of things. Connor Atwood, 5th, first of the Wrecking Balls. DJ Curtis in 6th, a very consistent start to the year. Niko Polyakov, after a poor race, drops to 7th. Krieger down to 8th. Louvier down to 9th. And then, despite having a bit of a disappointment, Maxwell Chan moves up into the top 10. Then we look at the second half, and Matt Duncan, the big gainer this week, with his top 5 finish, he jumps up 23 positions up to 11th. It's safe to say they'll be pretty safe in the owner's points for now. Kyle Collins currently in 12th, the best of the RJ Manson racing cars. That team's been a bit quiet outside of the 33. Even quieter is Tyler Faber, whose best finish is 14th. But he's finished top 20 every race, and that consistency nets him a 13th place points position. Christopher Bryant, despite not racing this week, remains in 14th. Nick Pericles is 15th. Brandon Wood peaks into the top 10 in 16th. Chris Valentine moves up into 17th. Tristan Wilhoit, the only Audi in the top 20 right now, in 18th. Baron Praxis 19th despite DNQing. And Charles Sandfer peaks his way into the top 20. That's all for this week, but be sure to stick around next time for what's sure to be an exciting race as the teams head to the new state-of-the-art Denver Speedway Roval for round 4 of the season.